hello. How are we doing, everybody? I don't know why I'm starting the stream like that. I gotta think of a better intro. How is everyone doing? Back at it. More Mario Kart. Been feeling it lately. It's been a lot of fun, so. As you can tell, I sound so excited for Mario Kart. I'm just ecstatic. Yeah, I just figured stream a little bit. Mainly do my reflections for a lot to talk about, obviously. I mean, obviously I streamed yesterday and kind of gave my thoughts, but kind of reflecting on the discourse that has fallen after and kind of like going through the direct again. There is... Jeez. Yeah, how's everyone doing? I guess, should I just take it from the start, I guess? I guess overall direct feelings. I'd say when I watched the showcase initially, my initial thoughts were like straight 10 out of 10. That was definitely a little much, but to be clear, when I say 10 out of 10, I'm saying for my taste, you know? I still, when I went through and watched the stream again, I would say like, I didn't watch it, I kind of like trimmed through it again and kind of looked at the announcements. For my taste personally, I would say like it's a solid 9.5 still. You know, like it was still in that range. Just every few announcements, there was something for me that made sense, that was interesting, you know? Obviously it was pretty, it felt pretty split, I would say. I think most people were generally like, oh, this was decent, but maybe it wasn't the greatest. You know, but then there were like a contingent of people that was like the worst thing I've ever seen. You know, it was definitely the discourse afterwards is interesting. Part of me is like, that's tough, stuff like that is interesting to talk about, but also it's like, it doesn't get boring after a while. I'm like, do I care, really? It's like, why are we getting involved in this, you know, type thing? Who cares, you know? It is, like, gaming discourse is just so tiring, man. It's just so tiring. So yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, I went through it again, and I'd say generally I liked it. Or, like, generally I'm positive on it, for sure. And like I said, I'd say 9 out of 10. Like, I was really big on it. In terms of my personal taste. I think it seems like there was a couple big sticking points for people. I think one, it seemed like people generally were like, it seemed like people just want more brand new announcements, which I get. That's like fair, you know? And when I say brand new, particularly Nintendo ones and things like that, because there was only a handful here. But even then, it's kind of like, yeah, for the showcases, like I'm not expecting too much more than that. But I can understand for a lot of people, it was a lot of like, here are the games that are coming, you know, type thing. You know, it was kind of more follow-ups on that, and more like, here's a release date finally, and here's a bit more gameplay and understanding of it. Like I said, though, for me personally, it was like, this showcase was like my taste for sure. Like, there was a ton of games here. Like, off the top of my head, like, so I'm not even including like, the big ones yet, but like, Rhythm Heaven actually surprised me at the start. Like, firstly, I'll just say, obviously it's Rhythm Heaven. It's not like this grandiose thing. And I get for a lot of people, it's like, you're starting the show this way. But like, for me personally, I was like, oh, this was pretty, like, the initial game itself didn't really draw me in, but the adding like that co-op party mode, I think was like really cool, actually. Just because I said it during the stream, but how I feel is basically, it's like you made like this cool game, and a lot of times I feel like Nintendo party games, they just make the party game, and then that's really it, and you play it one time and you kind of get it, you know? There isn't, like, too much more to that, you know? At least that's how I feel, you know? Don't let this guy hit me. Oh my god. Really? Oh my god, what was that? Yeah, it felt like, Rhythm Heaven. I was saying with party games, basically, is that it feels like a lot of times with party games, they just make the party game, and it's kind of very simple. And there's not much more to it. I'm just so bad. It's like, oh, this could be a lot better. You know, that's how it feels from the outside looking in. It's like, it's not really replayable. A game like that, Rhythm Heaven, it feels like perfect to have like a co-op like party mode to it, you know, which is something I didn't really expect at all, you know? No shots. Oh my god. Oh my, how am I this bad? I swear I'm good at this game, I swear. Mario Fan 64. Yeah, overall, Rhythm Heaven, like I said, it was mainly, the game itself looks good. And I was like, cool, but probably not going to buy it. But seeing like the co-op party thing, I was like, oh. Like, that really intrigued me, I would say. After that, like, I'm not going to go in order because I don't remember. I remember that one being the start, but it's like, I don't remember a ton of like what the order was. I'll probably pull up a list so I can just go through it one by one. But like, it's like, dude, you got Final Fantasy, like HD 2D that looked fucking great, you know? Like, you had all these things that looked fucking phenomenal. And it was like, I get for a lot of people, it wasn't like, oh, here's like the first party, like, you know, like brand new thing. There wasn't a ton of that. There was, though. There was some of that. But I get it. It wasn't like I probably should have held on to that, actually. Why did I fuck this? Why am I so bad at this game? Might be able to salvage something if we get a nice boost here. Okay, that's something. Yeah, I'll pull up the list so I have it. Then if I remember, it was like third-party stuff after that. Let's see. We'll search up Nintendo Direct. Game shown. Here we go. Yeah, so like I said, Rhythm Heaven, that looked cool. Mainly it was the co-op mode that I was like, oh, like I said, I think a lot of times the co-op modes in Nintendo or the party games tend to get really repetitive really fast. So it's like to add it on to a fun game and build from it. So it's like, hey, there's a single player thing here for you, but also you can play with your friends. I think that's like a really cool thing that they didn't have to do, but I think makes like a ton of sense for them to do. Then it was kind of like third-party support after this, but once again, it's like Capcom coming off big. It's like, you know, this is where I say it's like, I guess this is where it's like people expectations, like what did you expect type thing. But it's like, for me, it's like, well, I'm interested in Capcom games. So this segment was great. You had Stellar Blade. I'm like, I'm interested in that. Cool. Orbitals look sick. I think for a lot of people seeing Orbitals again, it was kind of like, oh, again. It's like, okay, here's the release date. You know, it's like, I think to be fair, wasn't there a release date before? There might have been. But if not, it was the release date reveal. But like, for a lot of people, it just felt like a lot of seeing the same. Like, oh, we knew this game was coming. Here's like a little bit more. Which I get, but for me personally, that doesn't like lower the value of this like at all, I would say. It's like when I'm just skimming through here, it's like you have Capcom games, Orbital, Rayman, Fire Emblem, DK Challenge looked kind of cool, but that could have been better though. I don't like how that was limited time. It's like more third party, like Eliza P, you know, and things like that. You know, you like Xenoblade. You know, it's like there was just so much you to pick from. Like you had the new Vanillaware type thing. You know, it's like there was just so many games to pick from. That it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's people's taste; they can do what they like. But I'm like, if you can't find a couple things there, it's like I'm surprised. You know, I can understand maybe being a little disappointed if you were like, I waited this long, and it's like there was only some games here that I was kind of interested in. That's fair. Like if you weren't big into RPG stuff, like this definitely wasn't gonna like move the needle for you. You know. Oh, why did I do that? I swear I'm good at this. I swear. Oh my god. Oh my god. What am I doing? Thank god no one watches. Oh, maybe pay attention to the giant red floating dot there. I gotta see, the problem is I'm like doing I'm like half talking about the direct, surely. That's the problem. Surely. I was surprised, though. I guess I'll just get to like the end of it because I did kind of give my thoughts yesterday. I do want to like maybe after this race I'll just like, it's like, brother, it's like all of the discourse around it. I was not expecting. Like when I watched the direct, I was like, oh man, great. Like I wasn't even thinking anything like that. I was like, oh, I had a lot of fun with that. And it's like afterwards I could see what some people are saying. Like I think there's a difference. Like there's some people where it's like I get it. Oh no, I should have boosted a little sooner. Like I should have like it would have been curious to see in terms of like reactions to it. It's like there were some people where I was like, yeah, I don't agree with that, but like that's fair. Like that's like some of it was just taste thing. It's like some people have different taste, which is fine. But there was I felt like a weird thing happened with the discourse yesterday, where it was like there was a group of people who was like started tweeting out, "Oh my god, that was the worst thing I've ever seen." It was like, and then you had people starting like, "Okay, no, this wasn't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is not the worst direct of all time. Like, fuck off. Like, if you think that, I'm sorry. That's just like, you're just not a ball knower. I don't know what to say. Like, it's really that simple." But then people who were like kind of lukewarm on the direct or didn't really like it saw that and they're like, "Well, I didn't really like it," and they see people going like, "Actually, it was great," type thing. So they're looking at it from that point of view, like, "Wait, hold on, Oh, no. Why am I... How did I mess it up 3 times in a row? How do you do that? How's that possible? I don't know why I'm not just sticking to the path. I don't know why I'm trying to get, like, cute with it. This is abysmal. This might be my worst 2 starting rates of all time. Okay, well, a little bit of a boost here. 14th. Yippee! Yeah, it's like just looking through it here. Like Lords of the Fallen looked alright type thing. Liza P I think is a big get. But once again, this is where it's like, I feel like there's a couple different things for people where it's like, one, if you were going in to this expecting just like the biggest reveals because of the weight, part of me understands that, but part of me is like, you did kind of set yourself up for failure. It's like type thing. But I get it. For a lot of people, it's like it was. I think there was multiple factors that kind of made the discourse around this happen, where people were kind of like split. One was the wait for it. Like if this, I was thinking about this. If this direct happened in like March, I think it would have been cool. If this direct happened in March, but to be clear, oh wait, I should say not just in March. Like they didn't have Ocarina of Time spoiled, and they announced Star Fox at it. I think those things there, those combination of factors, I think would have made people a lot more chill. The thing is, though, you kind of knew, we knew Splatoon Raiders was coming. We knew Star Fox was coming. We knew we knew all these games that were coming, type thing. So I understand for a lot of people, it was kind of like, oh, this is more of this type thing. But like I said, for me, that didn't really bother me. Because I was like, yeah, no shit, they gotta release these games. They're gonna show them at their fucking direct. Like, what did you expect that they were just gonna like, we're just gonna skip over, the games that are coming out and don't have release dates, some of them, it's like, no, it's like, obviously they're gonna be big parts of the show, Watch, I nailed this now. Yeah, thanks. Good work. But yeah, it's like, dude, this show, for me, just had, like, a ton of shit. Like I said, just... The third-party support here was great. Like I said, Capcom was huge here, so it's like you had Capcom, you had Muramasa, you have, once again, Vanillaware, the Xenoblade updates, new Xenoblade, Switch Sports Resort. Switch Sports Resort was interesting because, like I said, it was cool to see back. My initial reaction was like, holy shit, because I forgot it was in the leaks. I totally forgot it was in the leaks. So I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? But the more I saw it, the more I was like, no baseball, which I know it's not a resort game, but still. You didn't have that in the Switch Sports. A little bit lame. And I'll be honest, the island, I'm forgetting what the island is called. It's like something that starts with an M. I'm a fake fan, clearly. But the island just looked a little sanitized, which I think that's kind of been a common critique of like the new Switch Sports stuff anyways, is that the playmates just don't look great, they have like a look to them. It's like, okay, like this could be, people are like hit or miss on them. Yeah, so my initial reaction to that was like, oh, this was like an A tier announcement for me. But then it's like, the more I saw it, the more I was like, like it was probably more like a C+, where I thought about it, where it's like, this is cool, maybe like a B-, it's like, this is cool, I like it, but it's definitely got issues. When I objectively just look at it, I'm like, they could have done, there's something here that they're a little bit missing, I shouldn't have done that there. Oh, we got a mushroom? Oh, shit. I didn't even see that. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh! This guy's gonna pass me. Please don't bomb me. Please don't bomb me. Just gonna hold on to this red shell. This guy's pretty far ahead, though. I gotta kind of nail my shit here if I want to catch up to him. Okay, well, that protected me. Did he get it? Oh, we got a mushroom here. Nice. I feel like it's so rare. I guess single mushrooms in this are not, like, too uncommon. This race is going too good. Okay, blue shell's gonna put us in contention here. No, no, what happened? No, you dumbass! Please tell me he's gonna hit the guide first, please. The guide first is like a mile ahead, guys. Someone's gotta throw their fucking shell. Please, for the love of Christ. Dude, you have 3 red shells. Throw them. There's a guy, like, that's a mile first. I'm just gonna throw these. I need something here. You gotta give me something. Oh, baby. Oh, he's got some red shells. I don't know if we're gonna beat that guy, though. We might get second here, though. Oh, he did not. Third place, not bad. That was a good race for us. That was a good recovery after the first 2. Actually, I locked it a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the Wii Sports Resort, I keep calling it Wii Sports Resort, so you said, the Switch Sports Resort looked cool. But just, it is like, the more I watched it, the more I had to be objective, and I was like, they focused, that wrestling segment has already been like memed, obviously. But yeah, they have a lot of potential with that one, but it just, the sports mates don't do it for me, and the Mii implementation just looked weird, because they don't, it's not like a proper Mii body, it's like on the sports mate body, so it looked weird. Yeah, other than that, so that was a good reveal for me, but there is some like caveats to it. Then there's some more third-party stuff. They showed Star Fox, a quick trailer of a demo. Cool. I still gotta try. I'll probably try that on stream actually, just see how I feel about it because I haven't played it. Final Fantasy Resonance. This was a big announcement for me, but once again, I understand. This is where I say it's like, oh, another big announcement. Yeah, it's third-party, but oh, it's an HD 2D RPG. It's like, oh. So it's like, I understand for a lot of people who are already like not feeling the direct, like this definitely wasn't going to save it for you. But once again, for me, I was like, holy shit, that looked great, you know? But for me personally, it was like, that's another one where it's like, I put Final Fantasy in there. Where it's like, that was like a game that was like, yes, like that was great to see. Piku, is it Piku Niku? Is that how it's pronounced too? I'll be honest, at first myself, I kind of was like, okay. But the more I saw it, the more I was like, maybe. You know? I don't, to be clear, I'm not like, yes, oh my god, it looks incredible. It's more so like, oh, maybe that could be cool, you know? There was like the Dragon Quest Monsters thing, like the Monster Hunter. Dustbloods, though, that was by far the biggest disappointment of the show, I would say, personally for me. Like, you did a Dustbloods trailer that was pretty similar to the reveal trailer, and that was it. You at least announced that you're going to be doing like a global test. Good. You really couldn't throw us like 5 minutes of gameplay, you know? When I say it doesn't have to be like 5 minutes straight, but like not like literal heroes like that. Actual like show us like what does the moment to moment look like? You know, it's like I get it's a FromSoft game. I have an idea of what it's gonna fucking play like, but it's like show me a little bit like here's the hub area. You're doing this. Here's what you're kind of working towards. Like give it a little bit. See how that person just got hit with a green shell and they just like recovered from it like it was nothing. I just don't know how they do that. I know I say that every time. I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure that tech out, man. Fuck you, Mario. Really? See, like right there, look how much momentum I lost compared to everyone else. That guy's gonna crush me. Oh, I did not. I saw the bomb like at the last second, basically. Oh my god. I would like to hold on to these mushrooms for this last lap here. I don't know if we're gonna be. Okay, well, definitely not. Ugh. We need some really great item pulls here. Thank God that guy didn't hit me. That would have been really bad. Okay, I'm gonna use the mushrooms. I don't know why. That was stupid, actually. That guy just perfect. Dude, I'm in 10th place. Why are you giving me red shells? Please. Please. They do this to me every time. Right. We're in like 17th place, and this guy's like, you know, I gotta like torch everyone around me and make sure we all stay in last. That's what I gotta do. I really need those two right there. Oh no, we got it. Okay. We got a chance. We should get some really great items here. Yep. Turn. Not bad. Those two guys were miles ahead. It was like the AK guys, I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, so like overall for the direct, I know I'm kind of repeating a lot of what I said yesterday. Like at the end of it. Like overall for me, there's just a lot of shit there that I was just like, that's for me, that's for me, that's for me, that's solid. These are shit. A lot of these games I'm gonna play on the Switch too. You know. Like I said, I get it. For a lot of people, it's like, oh, we waited 9 months for this. Most of it was games you knew. Part of me is like, yeah, they weren't gonna reveal their entire like 2027 slate. You know? Like I'm assuming the Xenoblade game's gonna be like first half of 2027. That's why they probably showed it. You know? People are saying too there might be another direct though, but I just don't know. Unless you're doing like reveals that are like way out, you know. Maybe they do want to do that. I don't know. But it's like unless if you're doing something like, yeah, we're gonna show you like we're gonna do one in September and it's gonna be like late. We're gonna show you games that go to like that are close to like the end of the year next year. It's like maybe I could see it, but it's like I don't know. At the same time, part of me is like, do they want to do that? Or they just want to wait until 2027, you know? Yeah, the discourse around it though is very interesting, to say the least. Like I said, it just felt like they were kind of, I don't want to say victims, right? Because ultimately they're a company and like who gives a shit type thing. But it's like they were victims of the fact that, like if Ocarina of Time doesn't get leaked, I feel like that does change a lot of that show, just on its own. And even then, the Star Fox thing, I would say like, if they could have held Star Fox, like I said, do the direct like 2 months ago, and held Star Fox just like a little bit longer type thing. Yeah, I think that direct would have hit harder for people if they did the reveal there. You know, it's like if you had like Star Fox and then Ocarina of Time show up and people didn't know about it. Like if you watch a lot of reactions, it's like mostly people go like, okay, Ocarina of Time, where is it? And people are like, cool, but you could tell they're not quite as excited as they would be if it was like something new, you know. Yeah, a brand new reaction to them, you know. And like I said, that's where a lot of the discourse comes from. Don't hit me, don't. That skip over there is pretty crazy. I gotta remember that. So I remember seeing that last game too. Oh, I missed that. Brother, come on. I mess up all these jumps right now. how many things were being thrown back there. What was that? Oh my god. That's absolutely torched my race. Great, thank you. I'm glad that guy pushed me. That guy pushing me just absolutely torched this race. Holy crap. Yeah, that was the luckiest item pull. I deserved it though, after that guy pushed me away from the items. Performing well though, I mean, this is like a high ranked lobby. We're doing decent, so. To be fair, that one was, that was all the item at the end. How people do. Let's see. Like, trick off that? Or do you, like, angle it and... I don't think you can do it. I'll have to watch the stream back and see the pathing like that. I just don't know how you get back up, like, consistently, though. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, getting back to the main feast. Like I said, overall for me, a lot of things, you know, Deltarune, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Metaphor Port, you know, Ocarina of Time, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade. Like, you just had a bunch of shit here. You know, Capcom was all over this, you know, even Deltarune, which, I mean, that's not really a thing for me, but it's like, it's cool to have, you know? It's like, there's just a ton of shit here. Yeah, just the discourse around it has been fairly interesting, to say the least. It's one thing, I know I keep saying it, but like, it's one thing if someone was like, I'm not really feeling it. And it was like, yeah, that's fine. That's one thing. It's another thing for the people who are like, that was the worst showcase I've ever seen. It's like, I don't know about that, brother. Like I said, for me personally, it's like I would rate it like a 9.5, like pretty highly. But I can understand someone being like, yeah, that's like a 6 for me, a 7 for me. You know, I did not mean that, by the way. Like, I can understand someone saying the showcase was like just okay or alright, you know. Like I said, I think they would do themselves a lot of favors if they were more like this was like 2 months before and they had Say Star Fox for it and Ocarina of Time wasn't leaked. I think they would be in such a good spot, you know. So I think having those two games, because the thing is, like I said, we knew their slate. That's what's kind of surprising to me. It's like we knew they had a bunch of games that they had to get through. But it's like, yeah, they probably weren't going to do a ton of new shit here. It was going to mostly be shit we either do or like updates to shit kind of thing, you know? I don't know how I'm in first right now, but I'm like not even interested like at all, I feel like. Also, am I crazy or is there like 2 people in this lobby or is that just like a map thing? Oh, hey, these guys caught up. Nice. There's just not many people in this lobby, I think. No? Oh, there we go. They're starting to filter now. Brother, come on. I was gonna say something like, oh, you're leading the whole... Dude, that's like the worst time to do. I hate whoever did that. I hate them. Oh my god. It's like right there. I'm leading the whole race, doing good. It's like right there. It's like, what did I do wrong? It's like, oh, okay. Sorry. I guess I should have sat in last the whole race, actually. That's how you get the best results in this. We love our Mario Kart. We love it. We love it. I'm pretty sure I've said that like every stream now. I almost don't want to finish the race out of protest now. There's only 11 people in this lobby, man. Confirmed dead. You hate to see it. F place. Yippee. We can pretend it was a lobby out of 20. Is though, like, I don't want to like I said, I feel like it was a case of like, I think it was called like Goomba fallacy, where it's like someone's like, "Wow, you guys said this thing, but now you're saying this," but it's like 2 different people. It did feel like a little bit of that yesterday, where like I said, it started out. There's people like, that was the worst I've ever seen. What the fuck? Like, Nintendo, what do you even do? There's like shit like that where it's like, okay, you're just dumb. I'm sorry, you're stupid. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, no shit. They were gonna mention their games that haven't released yet at their reveal, at their direct. You know, like, you know, it's like, hey, these games are coming out soon. Should we put them in the direct where they're gonna get a bunch of eyes? No. No. It's like, yeah, what did you think it was gonna all be like, here's like the entire 2027 slate? It's like, no, they're probably gonna wait a little bit for that, you know. And then, it's like I said, it's like those people. Then you had people like me who would reply to that, be like, "What are you talking about? This was like great, blah blah blah." And then there's like, then it felt like other people saw that. They're like, "Oh my god, you're saying like I can't critique it, or like, you know, I can't be like just like you know, about it." And it's like, no, you're allowed to be. You know, it's like I said, it was more so the people who were talking about it being like, "This is the worst, this is terrible, what?" and type thing. And then like their profile picture was like Mario. I think. I know people are getting tired of that, but I'm sorry. It is kind of true. It is like, I know people don't like to hear that, and like, yeah, sometimes there was just like legit critiques for people type thing. But, like, I'm sorry. 8 times, maybe 9 times out of 10, when there was someone who was like, oh my god, that's the worst direct ever, you clicked on their profile and it's like they had They had a Mario character in their profile picture. Their whole thing was like, what do I expect for this direct? New 3D Mario, new 2D Mario, Mario Kart World DLC. It would be nice to see like something Luigi too as well. Like that was like their whole thing, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like maybe Zelda. You know, it's like, oh yeah, if you were going into this expecting Zelda, Smash, Mario, if you were that guy, which once again, there's nothing wrong with being that guy. Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed, bro. Even then, to be clear, I should say something that wasn't Ocarina of Time, because you're getting Ocarina of Time that's going to be reimagined. I get for people that's like not as interesting as a new game. That's fair. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, you know, obviously I'd love new Zelda over that. I still gotta fucking get through Tears of the Kingdom, which looks great. So I mean, but it's like I understand that feeling for people, you know. But also part of me is like, I do also trust them to do something interesting with Ocarina of Time again. You know, like that would be maybe I'm totally off base with that, but I get the feeling that they'll do well with that. Maybe I'm totally wrong though. With that. Yeah, I saw a post basically. I was like, yeah, man, this direct sucked unless if you were like and it listed like all the games that were there basically, you know, and it was like, yeah, unless if you were like a Splatoon, a Fire Emblem, like this Zelda fan, this fan, like, you know, it's like, you know, it was like hitting like all the marks, like Capcom, like all these, like it's basically like all these games type thing, like Final Fantasy. It was like, you know. Why did I use it there? That was a really super use. Actually, no, it's not. Second use. Give me an item box. Come on, man. Yeah, I should just probably, let's say, just cut it close. Actually, that kind of works. Oh, I didn't know you could. Oh, yeah, because you could just spam that midair. Oh, that's a good idea. So, yeah, that's how you can always hit it. Yeah, I'm so stupid. How did I not oh my god, did that guy. Is that lag on my screen? That guy totally, like, disappeared for a moment. The fuck did that guy do? Oy. Oh, come on, man. Hopefully a blue shell comes for this guy, or he just makes like a major mistake. We shall see. Ugh. Kind of want to hit that guy. I was about to say, I was like thinking about the boombox. We might be able to hit him. No, fuck. See, it's like, that's Mario Kart right there. It's like, oh, I should have just like thrown a bunch of shit. Should just waited till the end. It is what it is. I might try the Star Fox demo, to be honest. Yeah, I saw a post that was like basically, yeah, here it is. So from what I understand, it was a terrible Nintendo Direct if you are not a fan of Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, Kingdom Hearts, Rhythm Heaven, The Legend of Zelda, Pokopia, Star Fox, Splatoon, and Undertale. Once again, it's like I said, Final Fantasy was there. There's other shit there too, you know. So it's like all the third-party support from like Capcom was like sick as. So it's like I get it. For a lot of people, they hear third-party support, and like, I get it. You know, if you have a Nintendo console, Nintendo's what you're there for. So it's like I like I said, it's not the people that are like, not for me. That's fair. You know, it's the people that are like, that's the worst direct I've ever seen. I'm like, I just don't think you know ball. If you thought that was the worst thing you ever saw. Like I said, the big things for me, if you did this direct 2 months earlier, save Star Fox for it, kept Ocarina of Time there, and big third part of that, show Dustblood's gameplay. I think if you do those 3 things, the direct would, a lot of people, like the majority of people would be like, oh yeah. As opposed to like, most people still like it, but there's still like a lot of people though who are like, not really for me. That could have been better. It's like, I'm looking at it now. It's like, that is literally it for people. It's like, Nintendo's releasing like a new first-party game each month, and you still have people like online that are like, where are the games? It's like, brother, what are you talking about? You know, you can not like the games. You know, you could be like, yeah, not really for me. That's one thing. You know, but it's another thing. What did I just do? But it's another thing to be like, brother, look at the games, man. Brother, they're releasing a game every month. Like, what do you mean? You know, you can not like it, but that's a different thing. People are like, oh man. Like I said, I just don't know what. I understand if you want to see a little bit more new shit. I guess. Obviously, we all want to see like new big announcements type thing. But it's like I said, they weren't just gonna like. We're gonna be like, you know what? I know we have all these games coming out at the end of this year, but you know, we're just gonna kind of like screw them. And just like, hey, the new shit's coming though. Don't worry about those games. We're not gonna show them at our fucking direct, our big ass direct that everyone's gonna watch. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, guys, they were gonna show you the games that didn't have release dates or games that were coming out. They were gonna showcase those too as well. They weren't just gonna show you everything you wanted to. They weren't gonna be like, yeah, here's our entire 2027 slate. You know, I always see that with people in the console too, where it's like, oh man, the console's not worth it right now. There's no new games. I'm not gonna buy it. It's like, yeah, good. Don't buy it until you feel like there's games for you. That's what you're supposed to do. Duh. Like, you know? For a lot of other people, it's like, oh. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of other... Like, there's something here for me, you know? That guy is miles ahead. Wow. Making a mistake being in second place. Probably low-key the worst spot to be on the last lap. Low-key. Like I said, it's one thing if you're that guy. Like, he's at first, but he's like a mile ahead at first. You know, like, okay, that's fine. Like, second place, when these guys are that close to me, it's like, it's not going to go good. I can already see the bullet bills, the mushrooms. Like, I know, like, 5 people are going to cut, like, this final corner here. You know? Yeah, here's one guy. Oh, no, why did I do that? Okay, well, that's on me. It's a person of my own creation. Yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of time here, because people are just going to cut that corner. Yeah. I fucked up the boost there almost. Oh, that guy fucked up, maybe? It said, I guess it must be lax maps. Alright, we were middle of the pack, I guess. I thought that was going to be way worse towards the end, but I guess we held on. I just don't know how those guys get so far ahead, man. I know it's the pathing. I just don't know how they do it so consistently. I guess I got to try those characters, too, because I know, isn't it supposed to be like the characters, there's like certain characters for each map type thing? I got to figure that out. Part of me wants to, but then also part of me like, that's a little lame. Like, I like Mario Kart, but I'm not like that level where it's like, I want to know all the pathing. It's like, I kind of want to have an idea of like a racing line, but it's like, I'm not like, I need to boost off of everything, perfectly land it. It's like, I'm not that guy. I don't care that. Yeah, it's like I said, I still see comments like that where it's like, either it's like, man, yeah, where are the games for? I'm not going to buy these things. Like, good. Yeah, if there's no games for you, you shouldn't buy it. You should wait until there's games for you to buy. That's what a smart consumer does, you know? You know, it sucks now because, unfortunately, the prices of these things are just going to keep going up because of the current, like, global economy of shit. Like, it's not just, you know, it's not just Sony, it's not just Xbox, it's not just Steam, it's not just Nintendo, like, all the shit's going up, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get back to it soon where prices are going down. It doesn't look like it for the next couple of years, unfortunately. But it's like, yeah, unfortunately, or, you know, it's like, it used to be like, oh, just wait for the console. Like, this thing's going to be like $100, $200 less in, like, a couple of years from now. Just chill if there's no games for you. You know, buy it when there's games for you. And a lot of people, like, struggle with that. I don't know, it's like, I mean, like, they have to, like, make a statement about it's like, I can't play this yet. It's like, there's no games for me. It's like, yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, don't buy it then. Wait. That's totally fair. I I've always seen this with, like, launch years. Like, I guess this is where it comes from, where it's like, I guess it's, like, experience now. Where it's like, I've seen enough launch years in my life where I've seen the same exact discourse every year. Every year. And then you look at it, and it's like, oh, every year, or every launch year, you see the exact same, these games, there's no games here, what, where's all the games? And it's like, yeah, dude, it's the first year of the console, what do you mean, brother? Like, that's what happens. I've seen it with the PlayStation 4, I saw it with the fucking, the Xbox One, I saw it with the PS5 and Xbox Series X, I saw it with, I mean, the Switch 1 didn't, but that's because the Switch 1 had a fucking anomaly launch year, where it had, like, there was, like, exclusives for literally everyone. You know? Like, that's where it's like, I guess if you're coming from those expectations, I kind of get it. Because the Switch 1 launch year was, like, crazy. But that's, like, that's an anomaly. You have to understand that. Like, those launch years are not happening frequently. When you understand that, it's like, oh, okay. You know, and I get for a lot of people, it's like, oh, this is past that. Like, we're at, like, you know, we're entering towards the second year. But it's like, I think they're just gonna wait because, like I said, I'm sure they have stuff planned for, like, big holiday 2027. Like, we know 3D Mario is on the way. They have the new next big Pokemon. We now know they're gonna have, like, next year you have to think, that's a big 3 games right there. You're gonna have Xenoblade, new next-gen Pokemon that looks pretty up-to-date, pretty crazy. We'll see if the gameplay actually holds up. And then you're gonna have the new 3D Mario. That's a pretty fucking crazy. I mean, those are 3 like games. I'm all like, I'd say Pokemon I'm not super interested in, but like I'll probably, if the gameplay looks good enough, maybe I'll give it a try type thing. But it's like, I mean, you have to think like new Xenoblade, new 3D Mario, like that's huge right there, you know. And those are the only 2 things we know about. There's probably gonna be more as well, you know. So it's like, I'll be interested, you know. And like I said, I think it's fair to people to be like, oh, I don't know about this, but also it's like, come on, dude, like look at it. Be honest with yourself here. Oh, I went the wrong way. I don't like going up top here. I feel like when you go up top here, it's kind of like bad. I don't know why. Oh, that was not good. We lost all momentum. We lost all momentum, bro. Yeah, green shells. We love our green shells. We love them here, folks. I'm gonna kind of chuck a couple up here and just see what happens. Oh, you ran into me. Okay, I don't want to hear shit. You ran into me, Wario. Who's at the end there? That was a competitive race from us. I think you see, like, certain tracks I'm definitely better at. You just see, like, right there, I was able to, like, keep pace with the top guys a lot more. Maybe they weren't going crazy at the pathing, though. I don't know. Who said my baby? Yippee. It was interesting. Like I said, it's so funny, dude. When I was watching it, I was like, oh man, that was great. And like I said, I understand. When I see what people are saying now, I'm like a little bit like, yeah, I get that from your point of view. Like I said, for me though, I'd still highly rate that for my taste. You know. It's still, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, it wasn't everyone. There was a lot of people who were just like, the wait was kind of a little much for me. It's like, okay, fair. But still, I'm sorry, man. There were so many people where it was literally like Mario profile picture. What the fuck? Like, you know, type thing. Where was Zelda? Where was Mario? I don't get it. I don't want the Ocarina of Time remake. It's like, okay, that's fair. I get if you're like, okay, it's just a remake. But also, it's like, yeah, dude, it's gonna take them time to make the new shit, you know? It's just, I know, but it's like, it's so funny. Because I really did not expect that when I was watching it. Like, most of my feed, too, at the start was, like, pretty, like, when I saw, like, when I checked after the direct, it was like, oh, most people are, like, pretty positive about it. Even afterwards, when I saw, like, polling and things like that, I said, obviously, it's YouTube polls, you gotta take them with a grain of salt. Most of the polling was generally like, oh, this was solid. You know, like, you know, people weren't, like, it wasn't a ton of, like, there was a decent bit of people like me, but, like, that was not, there was also a lot of people who were just like, oh, like a B. You know, it's like, oh, this is good. You know? Ooh. So did he sent himself off the side to kind of like eat him forward? Am I reading that right? Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the mushroom. Hey, buddy. Yeah, we had the same idea. I did. I think I fucked that guy unintentionally. Oh, come on, man. You used it on me. You had one of those. I like how they all used it there. That was the most, like, monkey brain thing I've seen of all time. That was like, you know, it's just like, all of us were like, ah, monkey see poop, monkey fling poop. Like, that was like, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Willie. I like you, man. Come on, just give me a boost or something. Dude, it's always that one fucking character who's just a mile ahead. Oh, no. I know you can hit the boost there, I just don't have the time. Oh, I fucked that. Sorry. How do you guys always have fucking mushrooms, man? Okay, hopefully we're gonna get a big boost here at the end. That's a boost. Are the boost boys? Oh wait, that was, I don't know how that, what was that? Okay, we recovered. I want to save the boost. Oh my god, I should have just used it. Fuck you. I mean, we're doing good, I guess, so. Oh, really? Yeah, great blue shell, by the way. Blue shell that fucking didn't even hit the guy at first. Fucked me up. That's on me. I could have raced a lot better. That was a sloppy. Sometimes it is like, the items, you know, but other times I was like, yeah, you could have raced that a little bit more. Yeah, I did see the... Like I said, it seems... The more I look at it, the more it's like I said, it seems like people, like, it's like lean towards, like, yeah, that was good, but it was still, like I said, pretty divisive between people. Yeah, like right now I'm looking at a tweet where it's like, oh, we're pissed about the fact that there was nothing there that wasn't leaked for first party. It's like, brother, that was not their fault. What do you mean? What do you mean, brother? This music's just really calming, man. Mario Kart music's great because sometimes it is like just like it has such a great variety. Because like right now it's like, oh, let's just chill. I should chill. Yippee! There's just like no one in these lobbies, man, huh? Wonder if it's just the Spode, maybe? Yeah, I just don't. Like I said, it's one thing if someone's like, eh, not for me, but like I genuinely try to see people that are trying to say like, oh, there's nothing here. Or like, oh man, it leaked, so it's not interesting. It's like, well, dude, that's not their fucking fault, man. You know? It's like, it's not their fault that someone leaked it. And then it's like, well, like, it's not fuck. Guys, cancel Ocarina of Time Remastered. Make a new game. We'll announce it there. It's like, well, what? You know, it's like, yeah, no shit. They're going to announce it. Like, that's what it feels like a lot of it is basically like, if you were just expecting, like, brand new announcements across the board, it's like, well, yeah, you weren't going to get that, man. You know? There's only going to be a handful of those. and they were going to tell you about the games they were already making, brother. Like I said, that's where I think if, like, you know, you showed us Dust Splunge's gameplay, I think would appeal a lot. Even though, to be fair, to that Nintendo crowd that only... I don't know what the term is for, but, like, they're like the Nintendo ball and gun gamer, where it's like, okay, if it's not Mario, Smash, or Zelda, I'm not there. Like, I don't give a fuck. Which, like I said, to be fair, I'm, like, memeing them. But it's like, I get it at the same time, you know? It's like, that's fair. Like, they're allowed to have those days, you know? It's just, once again, I noticed a trend that those people specifically were not big on it, you know? Or I should say, those people, I should say not big on it. So I think there's a lot of people who were, like, they are variety gamers, but, like, they were just kind of like, eh, you know? Like, I'm talking more so about the people who are like, this is the worst direct ever. It's like, okay. It's like, whatever you say, man. I don't know. Stuff like this is why it's like, dude, why am I even on Twitter? Who gives a fuck, man? It's like, if you weren't on Twitter and you just watched that, you'd be like, oh, cool. You know, what a great direct. You know, but it's like, you go on Twitter, everyone's like, fuck! Fuck my chungus life. You know, it's like, okay, man. I tried to be Chiku and cross real quick. Yeah, you want to trail. You want to trail. I will say, though, I said this during direct as well, but, like, fuck, dude. Trails and Fire Emblem come out the same day. That's like 10 9/11s. For me, that's like... To be fair, I probably could play Fire Emblem first, because I'm just more excited for it. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for Trails second chapter, too, but, like... I'm like, you know, fuck. I'm also like, fuck. Because I know Fire Emblem's going to take me a bit to get through. So just to be staring at Trails on my shelf, like, fuck. Boy, that was close. I'm probably gonna get hit by this, I feel like. See, like, how did he do that? I gotta know. Did he, maybe he got a boost for me, I guess? I blocked him a little bit. Hey, Waffle. I don't think... I'm trying to think of what the best spot is to use this at. Isn't there, like, a cut up here? Right? No. None of these spots are great up here, to be honest. Okay, I'm just gonna use the air Pokemon ball. Should get another boost, so I feel... Okay, maybe not. Oh, I should have saved it for up here. Yeah, right there. It is what it is. Come on. Yes. 2 items. We got a chance here. Come on. What the fuck happened? Okay. It's like Pete and I in other lobbies are like, oh, I can take that. That sounds great, but in this lobby, it's like, oh, you're last, motherfucker. It's like, oh. Okay, I'm probably gonna stop playing Mario Kart for now, or just drive around the open world for a bit. Because we are getting cooked. We are getting cooked, chat. Chat. We are cooked. I can't... Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick. What I think it's this. Maybe it's this? Oh, sorry, I hit my mic super loud. Can't be that. It's so... Oh, no, yeah, so it must have been that. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's digital. Okay. Never mind. Sorry, I was looking at a game. Sorry. Yeah, maybe we do... Should I head to the Star Fox demo? Do Star Fox demo, I could play a little bit of SMT. I'll be honest, dude. Really falling off of SMT, man. I haven't played it at all the last few days. I like... The combat is obviously phenomenal, but it's like, dude, the world and everything and the characters are just kind of... They don't really do it for me, man. There's some interesting aspects of the world. Like I do like how it gets a bit more into like the mythos and like kind of like oh these are all gods from different pantheons and like shit like that. You know, it's like oh or not just pantheons but like religions and shit like that. It's like oh that's cool and it's like kind of explaining that. And it's like oh that's a lot of it is interesting type thing, but it's like the characters are just so not good. They're just not interesting, man. And I get it. Like to be clear, I wasn't going to speak. Oh my god, just like Persona, I understood you're playing this for the combat. Everything in this in SMD is like we used to get to the combat. There's a story, but it's not really the thing, you know. Like I like the main antagonists you see there. They're that you see in the screen there. They're surrounding the main character. They're cool. They're interesting, but it's like I said, I'm like 20 hours in, 25 hours. I'm just like I don't know. I do not know. Maybe do the Star Fox demo. Just try. Oh, isn't there like the DK challenge stuff? I totally forgot about that. That should be here now, right? I'm assuming it's like taken over. Yeah, DK challenge. I don't like how this is a limited time. It's cool. So it's like all the different games. So yeah, so it's like Bonanza stuff. It's active. Oh, I gotta put my fucking physical fucking DK Bonanza thing in to play that? That's so lame. That's so lame. That's so fucking lame. Would it really be hard to like, hey, here's sub challenges from DK Bonanza if you haven't played the game? You could try it out. You know, type of thing. And to be clear, I have the game. I have to put in my actual game. So that's more. This is all Bonanza. See, but this is like older. This is like the older DK 2D platformer stuff. That's cool. I probably won't play these too much. Like I said, it sucks kind of being a limited time thing, but it's like I'm not like yes. I'm like fuck yeah, dude. It's kind of like cool. Yeah, that's cool that exists, I guess. I do wonder. Next direct will be interesting for me because it's like, so if it's a September direct, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. What do you do there? Because it's like, okay, so obviously you have Ocarina of Time and Dust Blitz. Those are two big games to like throw out there for sure for directs. But it's like beyond that, it's like I guess you could show a little bit more of like Switch Sports, but it's like people aren't Switch Sports does well if like you know it's gonna sell well. That's the thing. It's gonna be like 10 million plus. It'll do well. But it's like for like the audience that's tuned into the direct, I feel like they don't like when they see Switch Sports, they're just gonna kind of roll their eyes, which I get. Um, so it's like other than that, it's like what else? What else are you really gonna say that's like newish? Because like Dust Blitz, we haven't seen like full on gameplay of. Like I said, we have an idea of what's play like Ocarina of Time as well. It's like there's shit like that. Where it's like okay, it makes sense to show up again, but it's like what is like the first half of 2027 stuff that you're going to show for like IPs and stuff like that? I just don't know if they want to do that stuff that early or if they just kind of want to wait, you know? Yeah, but like I said, overall for me, I'd rate through direct. Actually, you know, I could just show my screen real quick on my PC and just go through the shit one by one. Yes, I have Opera GX. No, I don't really care for them. It's more so that I just don't care what browser I have. It's not like, oh my god, they're so cool. um, so what is it? Nintendo games, direct game. So it's like, let's see. Okay, this seems like a good. Is this in? Oh, I wish this was in order. This is like in alphabetical order. I guess we could go into it. I don't like this list though because it's showing some third-party stuff where it's like that stuff's coming to other platforms, but it's not. It just wasn't announced for it at the showcase. So let me. Where's display? Or I can do window capture. Where's it? Why is it not showing it? Is it below something? Oh, here we go. Okay. It's like, here's the list of everything that was shown there. And it's like, this is where it's like for me, like I'll just like go through this list and like go through like the bangers that I'm like, oh yeah, like, this is what got me going during like the direct and shit like that. So for one, Final Fantasy Resonance, that was a pretty big pop for me. I'm sure this is gonna come to other platforms. I'm sure it's not like a Switch, exclusive thing. Like, I mean, it's Final Fantasy. Square seems to be pretty more open now. So like they want to put everything everywhere. They don't want to do like exclusive contracts for a little bit and fuck off. So this was a pretty big pop for me. I know it's based off of, I'm pretty sure, a gacha game. I know it's, from my understanding, it's like an Octopath Zero situation where it's like they rework the game to basically be not gacha trash. It's just like, here's like the actual game and you can just play it type thing. So that's cool. So that got a pretty big pop out of me. There. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, obviously, like these are two like huge ones for me. I know it wasn't like, this is where it's like a lot of people are big. It was a world premiere, it's like we knew that about this game. It's like we got a release date, got a bit more of the story, a bit more of the idea, how it's very much like, obviously we knew it was Three Houses inspired, but now we see it's like, oh, they are following like the template of Three Houses, like very clearly type thing, which we kind of knew before, but now it's like 100% confirmed. So I mean, that's a pretty big exclusive. Like I said, I think stuff like this, a lot of Nintendo fans just aren't into Fire Emblem, which I get. But it's in it for a lot of people. It wasn't like a new world premiere, new like brand new thing. But for me, like these two right here, like pretty huge type thing. Obviously, Hello Kitty Party Land will be there day one. I get it. Yeah, not really for me. Then you had this game, which was from the is Vampire Survivors team or guy, isn't it a guy who makes that? So I mean, you had that there. For me, this was like, I understand a lot of people be like third party stuff, but this was like huge in my opinion. It's like, okay, yeah, this I'd expected. It's like, hey, here's the Kingdom Hearts games. Here's all three of them. Like actually on Kart, because I know there was the they had the cloud versions, right, of all those games, I'm pretty sure. So like, here's the actual games, or making sure it's ported over. Okay, that's a decent like reveal, but nothing like crazy. Getting new info on Kingdom Hearts 4 and saying it's going to be there day one, pretty nuts in my opinion. Like that's fucking huge, man. I'm sorry, there's no, I get for Nintendo fans like, where's like this, where's that. I'm sorry if you can't see that's fucking huge. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not even a Kingdom Hearts guy, and I can sit here and be like, oh, that's sick. Like I can acknowledge that's cool. It's like, I don't know. Some people just can't see things beyond themselves, it feels like. Liza P's, that's a big third party get. Obviously not this big like the Kingdom Hearts one, but that's like, I understand it's an older game, but like that's like, I think there's a lot of people who were online that like they have a PC or a PlayStation along with their Switch. So when they see third party ports, they kind of just go like, eh, and they mean their Nintendo console for them is like Nintendo games. And I get that. That's totally fair. But I do think you have to understand stuff like this is important, getting like these third party ports, because it's like there's a lot of people in here who just don't, on Switch, who don't have another like console or another thing, or Switch is their primary platform where they want to play these games, so it's like it's really important to have that. So this was like here's a lot of like good third party stuff. Metaphor's a huge get for them. I obviously would come eventually, and I do. Atlas, my sword now is kind of with Atlas more than Nintendo. Maybe Nintendo needs to be more aggressive. How the fuck was there not like a port announced so much faster, and how is it taking until November to get that thing out, man? How's Atlas had to be one of the series that got like fucking like Switch kits early. It's like if Revival is not there at launch, that's so lame, man. It doesn't look like it's going to be, unfortunately. It's so lame how it's like Switch is easily one of the platforms where their games do the best, and they just go, no, we'll just wait. Maybe it's a thing where they think a lot of people have with a Switch 2. They do the thing where it's like, oh, a lot of people have a Switch 2, but they have other platforms, and they're gonna buy our game twice. It's so fucking lame. You could have had Metaphor ReFantazio at least shown a bit earlier, and I feel like, once again, I don't know the development timeline. Probably could have had that out sooner. And same, like, for me, if Revival's not there day one, that just kind of tells you they could have this stuff out sooner, but they just choose not to. It's like, what's the excuse for Revival? There's none. Like, I'm sorry, you can absolutely get that thing on the Switch too. Minecraft was cool. This was Miramasa was pretty cool. Yeah, I know this is like Vanillaware. Once again, this is another game where it's like, a lot of Nintendo fans are gonna see that and be like, what is this? I don't care type thing. And where it's like, but for me, it was like, oh, Vanillaware, cool. Like, this is like one of their older games they're porting type thing. It's like, oh, and they're touching it up, they're remastering it. It's like, oh, cool. Like that was a pretty sick get for me. Once again, that's another game that like bumped the showcase up for me, but I can understand. It's like, so far, it's like I can understand people not liking this in the showcase. Kingdom Hearts 4, it's like I can understand if you don't like it, but like once again, that's a big get regardless of what you get. It's like, these are big gets for me. It's like, this is where I'm saying, it's like, look at how many games already. We're like halfway through the list, and a lot of these were like, yeah, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that type thing, It's like, even up here, it's like Deltarune. I totally skipped over that. That's a huge get for them as well, just being there for like the actual update and like being the platform that is shown off of it. Once again, I get it's not exclusive. I get it. But it's like, I think you can acknowledge there's something great in the direct here, Then Switch Sports Resort. Once again, I've said my piece on Switch Sports Resort where it's like, it looked, at first when I saw it, I like popped off for it. I was like, holy shit, because I totally forgot about the leak. But the more I saw it, the more I was like, I don't know. It kind of felt like it lost a little bit of its charm from Wii Sports Resort, in my opinion. But obviously we have to see more of the game, but it's like, the sports baits just don't look good. They never look good. It's like, dude, just go back to Mii's. Just go, like, look at how much people love Tamagotchi. Just go back to fucking Mii's. No one cares if it looks more modern. More people aren't buying it because it's like, oh, it looks a little modern. Like, no one cares. Make a Mii's again, okay? People love that shit. It gives them so much more charm. And the island itself, like I said, just didn't look too charming. Like, I remember the original one had like a charm to it. You know, I'm not saying it was perfect or anything, but like, oh, there's a charm to it. So it's like, I'm cautiously optimistic for that, but like, I have some reservations where I'm like, I'm probably not going to buy the day one. I'm probably going to wait for reviews. I'm probably going to wait for, maybe we see price cut, and I'll probably scoop it up then, you know? So unless the reviews come out and they're all like glowing, and they're all like, no, actually, they nailed it, you know? Also, too, what are we doing? No fencing in like the middle of that giant arena there. Like, that's what I say. The old Wii Resort game had so much sauce, and now it's like, you're kind of just in like a cool, like modern day looking apartment area or like island area. Which, I mean, it looks nice, but it's not like, it's like, I would prefer it the other way, you know, type thing. Once again, some big third-party stuff for Onimusha. Like, that looked really sick. The One Piece game, I guess, is cool, you know, but not really for me. This was like the, it was like a sci-fi walking simulator thing. Kind of like, you know, almost, not quite Bioshock in terms of gameplay, but in terms of like vibe-ish. That looked okay. Orbitals, this is, once again, I think this is where it's like, games like this is where people like the showcase and people don't probably fear it off. But like someone like me, I'm super excited for Orbitals. I think it looks sick. I really want to play that thing. I don't know if I'm going to have someone to play it with. I know you can get the front pass, but I don't have like a ton of people on Switch too. So it's like, but it looks like it's just such a beautiful game. I'm so interested in it and I want to play it. I can understand though why a lot of people were like, oh, it's just, here's, I don't know if we got, does it say if it was a release date? They just say new info. So I guess, did we know the release date? I feel like we did, right? I could be wrong. But if not, it's like, oh, here's just another trailer of release date. I get why a lot of people feel off, but for me, I was like, oh, cool. You know, Pigu Niku 2, that was fine. Like, I'll be honest, like, didn't grab me. Like I said, it could be cool, but it's like, that's obviously like a huge get, but it's like, oh, cool. This for a lot of people is probably like a big plus. For me personally, I'm just not huge in the Pokopia, but like, I can acknowledge that that's like huge. It's like, yeah, hey, Pokopia is like one of our hits, new update, new DLC is coming. Don't worry, like type thing. And it's like, that probably got a lot of people into it. Rayman looked cool. Rhythm Heaven, like I said, I think this is a solid game for them. Once again, I think starting off the showcase, just getting out of the way was a good idea. And like I said, that co-op mode, I think looked really cool. Like, that was a cool idea where it's like, hey, we have a cool game here. Instead of just, it's only single player type thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, or like, instead of like, hey, we're going to take this co-op mode and make it its own game. No, it's all in one. So you can play it single player, but also it has a cool party mode that you could do too. And it adds like a lot of longevity to a game, which I think was cool. Rise of the Tomb Raider, cool. I wasn't really too hot on it because I was like, okay, this is a really old port type thing. It's like, okay, it's cool. Like, I'm glad it's there, but it's like, yeah, RuneScape, not really my thing. Nice, I guess. SnowRunner, okay. You know, it's like, there was Tales of Eternia remastered. Once again, a lot of, this is where I'm saying where it's like, there's a lot of like RPG stuff here. Warhammer was a good get, but although that, I'm not gonna lie, man, that port looked woof. Like, anything they gotta do to get on it is cool, but it's like, that port looked really rough, man. Splatoon Raiders, once again, looked cool. New info, but I can understand for a lot of people, it's like, okay, this is stuff I knew. You know, it's like, if we knew about this game. For me personally, like I said, though, it's like, that didn't really bother me much. It was like, oh, cool, more Splatoon Raiders, I'll be buying that. You know, it looks good. You know, it's only $50, which I think is a fair price for it. The new Star Fox as well. You can tell that one they were quicker with. Like I said, I think, I see this with Dustbloods. Wait, where's Dustbloods on this? Oh, it's Dustbloods. Okay, it's down here. I genuinely think, it's funny, they're all kind of down here. If this hadn't leaked, if they had showed gameplay and they had made this direct 2 months earlier to fit in Star Fox reveal, I think if they had done those 3 things, it would have satisfied a lot of people. Like, I think it would have satisfied a lot more people. But I think without those, it kind of like, you know, it took away a lot of the wins in the sales of this, unfortunately. Yeah, Stellar Blade's a big get. That game looks sick. I haven't played it yet, but I want to. So I probably wouldn't play it on the Switch. I don't know, because that feels like a game that would work portable. Like, work well portable, I should say. Yeah, Star Fox is kind of that. Dustbloods, like I said, this was probably the disappointment of the showcase for me, because it's like, I got my hopes up, like, oh my god, Dustbloods, yes, you're going to show us gameplay. Like I said, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but it's like, you're going to show us, like, the actual gameplay loop. Like, what does it look like in terms of, like, the moment to moment? Where are we going? how does like what are we looking at when we're like logging onto the game and like picking shit type thing? You know, obviously it's gonna play like a Souls game. We know that, but it's like it's gonna play like FromSoft. But it's like how does this actually play? What does like a match of this look like? You know, that's what you buy. And obviously they announced the what is it like the global test, the network test? But it's like come on, you couldn't like just show us just like here's like a minute, 2 minutes, something, anything, a little bit more. Even it's like I feel like when you had to show this game again, you had to show a lot. You know, you had to show us like here, like we're here. The fact that they didn't show any gameplay to me is a little bit worrying. I'm not gonna lie. I know they got the test, but it does like I'm a little bit worried if that's the case. Like if you weren't confident now when this game's gonna be out in 5 months, 4 months to show even just like something a little bit more, that's a little worrying to me. Obviously, it's FromSoft, so I trust them, but it's like, who knows? Who knows? Ocarina of Time, obviously, that was great. Once again, I said this before, but like, this would have like, imagine if this hadn't leaked, this would have been like, all those people would have been like, oh my god. All those people were like, what the fuck? Would have been like, so, like, all those people didn't like the showcase would have been like, what the fuck? But we knew about this, so a lot of people were like, well, I guess, cool, but they were expecting it, And obviously, we had a Cedo Blade block here. This was sick. Once again, this is another thing where it's like hit the ball of the park for me. It's like I get it. Switch 2 editions aren't like glorious, but for me, it's like, oh, new content. You actually make the games, you up-res them, better frame rate. It's like new content. For me, it's like what a Switch 2 edition should be, where it's like, okay, $10. Yeah, obviously, it sucks to have to pay for an upgrade, but it's like, okay, you're at least giving us new content along with it to kind of justify it, to make it be like, it's $10. You're getting content with it. It's not just making the game look better. It's like, cool. Okay. You're at least give me something. And obviously, Xenoblade Genesis, one of those games that is show for me. So, like, this is where I say it's like there was a ton of games here for me that was like, like I said, Xenoblade, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders, Rhythm Heaven. I probably won't get Rhythm Heaven right away, but like it looks cool. It's like it's one of those where it's like that's one of those where I put in the Switch 4 kit where it's like maybe I'll get that, on sale type thing. It's like obviously you have Dust Bloods there, Orbitals. Piku Deku looked like it maybe could be interesting, but I probably need to once again like wait for reviews and see how I feel about that. Once again, third party Onimusha looked great. Switchboards Resorts, once again, I'm interested in that. Muramasa looked great. Metaphor, Lords of the Fallen, Lies of Peace, Kingdom Hearts 4. Like that's what I'm saying, man. It's like you had a show that had a new Cedo Blade, Kingdom Hearts, Fire Emblem, a new Final Fantasy, like Deltarune. It's like I'm naming all that shit right there. Like new Ocarina of Time remaster. It's like you have all this shit here, like new Pokopia expansion, Orbitals, like this cute like game type thing, third party support. It's like I don't know. I struggled for me to be like this is anything less than a 9 for me personally. I could, like I said, if someone saw this list and said like maybe a 6, I'd be like okay. Taste wise, I could see someone, but it's like anyone who's like that's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's like I don't know, man. Like I said, this is only the worst thing you've ever seen if like you're just the guy who plays Mario, Zelda, Smash type thing, and even then you did get something, but it was just spoiled for you ahead of time. And once again, to be fair, as I understand that people were like, oh, you're remaking it. It's like, oh, it's a remake. That's fair. I get that. I get that feeling. But yeah. So overall for me though, just really solid. Just really solid. Like the show I felt like was paced decently as well. Obviously there was we had the moment the Switch Sports with like the dumb wrestling and shit, but like for the most part it wasn't like here's all the best reveals. Okay, now it's nothing. Or like nothing best reveals. It was like okay, it was like starts a little slow, okay, good reveal. Okay, starts a little slow, good reveal. Like, even when it felt like it was starting to slow down, boom, there was something there for me that kind of caught my attention. That's how I felt. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of want to do the Star Fox demo, but I also kind of want to chill. I think I'm just getting the stream there because I kind of just want to get my bars off about the discourse and everything online. Where it's like I said, it's just annoying. It's one thing. I get people who are like not for me, but it's the other thing where it's like this is the worst thing ever, and it's like okay, I'm gonna push back against that if you really think it's the worst thing ever, But I can, like I said, I'm repeating myself a lot this stream. I repeat myself a ton every stream, but I do understand that reaction, but it's like, come on, man. Could you see a little bit outside of yourself? Just a little. I'm not saying you have to like praise me. Like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing. None of these games appealed to me. I loved it. You could be like, yeah, not really for me. But you could look at it and be like, oh, but there was some big gets here for Nintendo. Still, it's like some of the stuff wasn't really their fault. Like I said, I think Star Fox. That's the only thing that makes me think like maybe this direct was meant for sooner. Because like okay, like this reveal in like March, I think would have hit a lot harder. like before the leaks and shit like that. Obviously, probably would have been leaked beforehand, but it's like new Star Fox. You know, like I said, Dustblood gameplay would have been nice. But it's like, oh, then Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Like I think those things alone would have like catapulted it for people. But it's like people kind of knew about this, so in their heads they're like, eh. Okay, guys, that was. I don't think I want anything. I don't think I have anything else to really talk about. Just trying to look to see if there's any like news or anything that I missed. I don't see anything that's jumping out at me. I think I said what I wanted to about my piece. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you did, appreciate it. I don't know. I'm kind of streaming Mario Kart a lot lately, just to kind of get my bars up. But honestly, I'm probably gonna stop streaming a little bit. I just don't. Right now, there's been a lot to talk about with all the gaming news, but that's gonna dry up here soon. So it's like maybe when there's like directs, you'll see me again. But it's like maybe you'll see me like June every year, kind of show up and pop up and kind of be like, oh hey, let's talk about the games type thing. Yeah, I don't think there's probably not gonna be a ton more news after this, you know. So it's like it's gonna chill down for a bit, you know. But yeah, it's been fun doing these streams, you know, just kind of playing some Mario Kart, chatting about what's on my mind, you know, just kind of vibing it. So yeah, see you guys sometime in the future.